This is how fish was fried 3,000 years ago. Delicious life in a mountain village. Hello and a warm welcome to everyone watching us. As you can see, we're in the heart of winter here. The frost clings to every branch, the air is crisp, and there's a certain magic in the stillness of this chilly landscape. Today, we're traveling back 3,000 years to uncover a secret, how our ancestors in these very mountains mastered the art of frying fish. It might change the way you think about cooking forever. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell below so you won't miss any life-changing experiences. For our unique cooking experience, we're using freshly caught carp. Carp are popular worldwide, known for their large, robust bodies. They have a mild, slightly sweet flavor with a firm texture, though the taste can vary depending on the water they came from. But, properly prepared, carp can be a delicious and satisfying dish. Now, let's get started by cleaning the fish. For preparation, you'll need a fillet knife and a boning knife, though just one will do if that's what you have. And if you're missing any of these tools, don't worry. You can find all types of knives, handy wooden utensils, and even a nice large cutting board in my shop. No need to search around, just scan the QR code to get some useful and handy items for your kitchen. Back when I was a kid, my dad used to fry up fish over an open fire, down by the river. I'd sit there, watching him flip the fish in the pan, the sizzle and smell making my mouth water. He'd always sneak me the first bite, crispy and hot, straight from the pan. Man, those were the days. Just good food and great times with my father. We've cleaned the inside of the fish and you can see it's fresh with that nice rosy color. I've mixed salt with pepper to season the inside. The salt not only adds flavor, but also helps to draw out excessive moisture, which improves the texture and the taste. Just flip the fish and brush the mixture along the spine. Now, let's set it aside for a while. This place looks like a scene straight out of a fairy tale. Everything is covered in a blanket of white, and the snow makes it look magical. This view seriously takes your breath away. My dog and I are heading out for a quick adventure, trotting through the snow as he bounds over the hillocks like a little mountain goat. We're on the hunt for some branches we'll need for today's cooking. Stick around and see what we're cooking up with these finds.
Max, молодец.
Alright, we've got our wood all set. Time to dive into our tasks. The cooking technique we're tackling today is a bit of a challenge, but trust me, it's going to bring out incredible results. It's one of those things that pays off a big time with a bit of patience and practice. Collecting the wood is just the start. We need to clean off the thin layer of bark from the branches, and I'll be sharpening their edges to make them just right. I'll give these branches a thorough cleaning. If you're wondering where to find a knife like mine, check out my shop for top quality tools. I'm using an old chef's knife that's perfect for the job. Watch as I set up the space where we'll cook our fish. It's all part of the process to get everything just right, and we're creating a unique setup that's key to the cooking technique we're using. You might be curious why we need all these sharp spikes. They looked a bit intense at first, like something out of a ritual, didn't they? But actually, we need them to string the fish. I've made them sharp and pointed, so they won't tear the fish when we string it up. Now we're ready to start cooking. I arranged the spikes in this exact shape for a reason. Stick around and you'll see exactly why. I arranged the bricks around the spikes to create a windbreak, keeping the fire steady and strong. The bricks also help to bounce the heat back towards the fish, so it cooks evenly all round. With the firewood piled in the middle, I can keep the flames under control and get that perfect roast. Plus, the bricks hold the spikes in place, keeping everything nice and steady at the right height over the fire. Let's set the fire now. Here we go. I'll get some oil and brush it onto the fish. We brush the fish with oil to help keep it moist and to create a delicious, crispy skin. It also helps to keep the fish from sticking to the cooking surface. Plus, as it cooks, the oil will create a bit of smoke, adding a wonderful smoky flavor to the fish. Let's warm up with some refreshing tea. It's so cold out here that a hot cup of tea will be both nourishing and comforting. Just the fuel we need in these winter conditions. If you're enjoying this and want to see more interesting and informative content on your social media feed, follow us on Instagram. You'll get even more great content and stay updated with our latest adventures. The water has boiled, so let's prepare our tea. Just a few tea leaves will do the trick. When you're warmed from the inside, that warmth stays with you longer. There's nothing quite like sipping hot tea when it's freezing cold. The pleasure and joy it brings just fill your whole body. I can already smell the smoke from the fish, which is working up my appetite for dinner. Let's soak up some warmth from the firewood as well. I'm going to make some flatbread to go with our meal. I'll set a sarge on a small fire over here. This time I'm using whole wheat flour, so it's more like pita bread than a traditional flatbread, but you get the idea. And what's fish without baked potatoes? We'll bake them in the ashes so they get that smoky flavor, crisp on the outside and tender on the inside. The potatoes are ready, and I can sense our guests approaching. I bet they're curious about how everything is turning out, probably drawn in by the delicious smell of smoke, mixed with fish and potatoes. No surprise there.
Balık ne kadar açılır? Karabalık var, et yatını yedim.
Bir defa ben başımı. Bir defa ben buraya gelmiştim.
Aa.
Alright folks, get comfortable. You're in for a treat like nothing you've tried before. I'll handle cleaning the potatoes. They're so hot, you'd struggle to manage on your own. See? Even the service here is top-notch.
Wat heb je gezegd? Hoe ben je gezegd? 1 minuut. 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 1
Kaça var mı kaçan diyeceğim.
Sıraydı ben pişirmişim.
Grab some warm bread, everyone.
Yani şimdi alanım ne?
Let me help you with those fish bones. Careful now, make sure you get even the tiniest bones out, so we don't have any issues.
Sümüğü seçiyoruz, sümük. Baba sümük çıkıyor.
Bir zavallı.
Aynen oldu, sümük.
Let me grab a spot too, once I've finished helping you all.
Ben de oturdum sizinle. Ben değil.
A touch of fresh greens really adds to the flavor. You know, it's been hard work, but the process and the result are worth every effort, especially when you have good company to share these special moments with.
Super.
Super. Super.
Thanks for watching. See you next time for more culinary adventures.
Kanalımıza destek olmak istəyirsinizsə, online mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super.
Get ready for a tutorial on how to make the best beef roll ever. Greetings from the captivating realms of Azerbaijan, where vibrant, clear streams dance gracefully amidst awe-inspiring vistas and the freshest of air. Get ready for village chaos, the daily life of a chef, and time spent caring for animals and experimenting with cooking and construction. Welcome to Cooking in the Wild. Today, we are waiting for not only the sweetness of cooking, but also the skill of the hands and a lot of dirt for a new construction site as part of the village routine. Are you ready to dive headfirst into a whimsical culinary escapade with yours truly? While you're enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. I read every one of them. Stay tuned, dear adventurers, for a feast of laughter and flavor awaits. As I continue my work, I have a new construction project today. You know how much I love experiments, and today's meat dish deserves a grand cooking setup. So I decided to go all out and fully enjoy the process. Everyone is busy with their tasks. Even the rooster makes an important announcement. And I have a whole, quite large piece of meat with me. For those joining us for the first time, I promise it will be epic, so stay with us. I also have an announcement. I invite you to visit our store. You can check out our assortment. Who knows? You might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. On such a sunny day, working with meat is pure pleasure. And there are no flies around, although the cats always find a way to entertain themselves. Today's piece of meat is really huge, and the ribs are a sight to behold. But there's a lot of work to do as well. Besides butchering the meat, I also need to prepare the spices and marinade, because this will be no ordinary roll. Honestly, when my friends first convinced me to start a garden after changing jobs, I resisted for a long time. But now, I'm glad I gave in to their persuasion and established my garden. It has grown every year, and I have immersed myself in the process. Now I can enjoy all the benefits of having a garden at hand, without worrying about going anywhere for plants. I harvest, and then it's straight to cooking. But, of course, we must wash all the ingredients. The spices are almost ready. As you know, I prefer wooden utensils because, as my grandmother said, they help preserve the food's flavor for longer. Today, I'm indulging myself by adding spicy peppers. I don't use them often because too much can have unpleasant consequences. But a little bit here and there, and it's a beautiful thing. Would you like to try something similar in person? I'm always happy to have guests. Everything is carefully but thoroughly smeared and rolled up. Have you ever had to roll sushi or wrap a baby in a blanket? I think it's something similar. Feel free to share your examples as well. Lately, the weather has been so good that I sometimes feel like time has stopped. But as soon as I get distracted by something, I realize that time is still passing. Don't forget to subscribe to our social media channels so you don't miss out on new content. The food won't cook itself, so let's keep going. The mushrooms are ready, and now it's time for the cheese, and of course the spices, for taste and aroma. Now the most interesting part begins. We have completely new ingredients and an unusual combination for the filling. But, you know me, I love experiments. I also love a good rest. But before that, there are still some things to finish. This is a crucial step because it will determine how well everything holds together and whether my creation will fall apart when grilled on the spit. For extra security, I decided to tie it with string. The next step is to make a fire on which all this beauty will be roasted. Now to the fire. We need to make sure everything is well cooked and, as promised, don't forget about rest. We just need to set up the samovar and gather some berries for tea. Write in the comments if you love tea and which kinds you prefer. Let's see how many of us there are. It's time to enjoy some relaxation. Let's do it together and, of course, keep an eye on the meat. here's the finished dish. Let me show you what I've made. Honestly, the smell is incredible. Let's taste it and start the tasting session. You can also check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, as we've said earlier, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets.
Süper.
Now the kids are eating, I'm very happy to share these moments with the younger generation and impart some wisdom about life to them.
Sarımsağını başlamışlar, saat günü kaç saat gelmişsin ya? Apa çöz tort yedi, tort. Sana kadar çöz tort? Oo.
Ana, ma yola mı çek? Amin okka. Ey büyük mü? Şu an ne? Cami nerede çıkan? Ey büyük mü? Oğlum.
Thank you for joining me on this flavorful journey, dear foodie friends. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive our videos more quickly. Until we meet again, happy cooking, and may your culinary adventures be brimming with laughter, creativity, and delightful surprises.
Kanalımıza dəstək olmaq istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super.
New constructions and juicy steaks, I'm all in. Greetings from the captivating realms of Azerbaijan, where vibrant, clear streams dance gracefully amidst awe-inspiring vistas and the freshest of air. Get ready for village chaos, slippery stones, and beautiful mountain views. Today, I'm in the forest, and I promise to take you on a journey through fascinating places and show you a recipe for a juicy steak cooked in the wild. Today, we are waiting for not only the sweetness of cooking, but also the skill of hands, a new construction site as the essence of village life. Are you ready to dive headfirst into a whimsical culinary escapade with yours truly? Stay tuned, dear adventurers, for a feast of laughter and flavor awaits. And hey, while you're here enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell to be the first to know all the news. Now, I'll show you how to start a fire in the wilderness where there are no handy materials, but be careful with fire in the wild. Today, I have ingredients on the table that I will transform into one juicy dish that you will definitely love, and I highly recommend trying it. While I'm busy with the ingredients, you can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. All the details are on the screen. I have a special love for greens and seasonal vegetables, but I believe garlic adds a unique flavor to any dish. If there's a chance, garlic is always in my recipes. I also use local village butter. My neighbor makes excellent butter known as nekhra in Azerbaijani, and I know I can trust her. Today, I will need a lot of butter for frying. So I'm gradually adding spices, and once they're absorbed to the butter, I can transfer them to the ingredients. Yes, you guessed it. I will pour the butter over my chopped ingredients and mix it with flour. Do you have any ideas about what I'm going to make? Write your guesses in the comments and I'll continue. I would also add lemon juice for juiciness and tang, and of course some homemade village cheese. Here comes the climax and a key ingredient in the form of eggs. Now these will be like egg pancakes, but much healthier. Don't forget to subscribe to our social media channels to catch all the updates first. We place our mixture on the skillet and we just need to make sure it doesn't burn. I tried my best, but controlling the fire here is tricky. And here is our juicy raw steak that still needs a bit of preparation in the finest traditions of Chef Tavakkul. Lots of butter, garlic, and of course rosemary. There's nothing better for the ears than the sound of meat sizzling in butter, cooking in its own juices. Of course, a small skillet was not enough for me, so we take a larger stove and enjoy. We fried it and even added a bit more butter on top. Now it's almost ready, and we can fry the vegetables. They will surely soak up that delightful meaty aroma and flavour that I love so much. You can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows? You might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. Now I'll show you how to make a real doner. Thank you for joining on this flavorful journey, dear foodie friends.
Super.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive our videos more quickly. Until we meet again, happy cooking, and may your culinary adventures be brimming with laughter, creativity, and delightful surprises.
Kanalımıza dəstək olmaq istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super.
Butchering an entire lamb, the sound of metal, and an exclusive new recipe await you in this video. Greetings from the snowy, captivating realms of Azerbaijan, where the air is the freshest you'll ever breathe. The vibrant, clear streams dance gracefully amidst awe-inspiring vistas, setting the perfect scene for our adventure. Get ready for village chaos, culinary escapades, and fun with animals. Sharpen your knives because there's a lot of meat ahead and a big piece of lamb to tackle. I'll need all my skills for this one. Today, we're not only exploring the sweetness of cooking, but also the skill of hands and the essence of village life. Are you ready to dive headfirst into a new adventure? The animal carcass is indeed large, but I've handled heavier things before. The snowy backdrop makes it even more thrilling. Stay tuned to see how quickly I can finish. And hey, while you're here enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay updated on all our new content. Your support keeps these adventures alive. You can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. Imagine impressing them with the tools and ingredients you see here. My knives are sharpened precisely for this kind of task, slicing through large carcasses with ease. The sound of metal on metal is music to a chef's ears. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our social media channels to catch even more interesting content. There's always something new and exciting happening in our kitchen and out in the wild. But not a single piece will be wasted. My loyal fans, the animals, are in for a treat with these delicious scraps. Mickey and the others are always eager for a taste. Everything is expertly sliced, and now it's time to cook what we've prepared. The sizzle of meat hitting the pan is the perfect soundtrack to our cooking adventure. What do you think about a samovar? I think it's a great idea, especially since today's work is so intense. A hot drink will be the perfect companion. Now it's time for the spices. I always recommend trusting your intuition when adding spices. Use your taste and sight as guides, but don't overdo it. The aroma of freshly ground spices is simply intoxicating. Who deserves a break? We deserve a break. I'm a proponent of productive rest, so I invite you to pour yourself a drink and join our big family. I'd love to know your preferences, so leave comments and let's enjoy nature together. The mountain air and warm drink are a perfect match. What am I doing, you ask? I'm separating the meat from the bones to boil the ingredients and use them in the broth, but more on that later. The broth will be rich and full of flavour, perfect for a cold day. Look at him, acting like I never feed him. Mickey is more energetic than ever, bouncing around, hoping for a bite. But I have tasks left to finish, and that includes spices. I always recommend choosing according to your taste and preference. The right blend can elevate any dish. Just look at how crispy they turned out. I'd love to try a few, but there's no time. I need to get the meat frying so it turns out just as juicy. The smell alone is mouth-watering. The remaining oil in the cauldron isn't going to waste. It's going back into the meat. This method ensures that nothing goes to waste, and everything is packed with flavour. And you think that's all? No, that's definitely not everything I want to show you. There's always another twist or surprise in my kitchen. Now it's time to chop the vegetables and additional ingredients for the dish. Fresh, vibrant veggies are a must for any hearty meal. You can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbours beg for your cooking secrets. It's all about having the right tools and ingredients. And of course, a pinch of dried barberries for a special flavour and aroma. They add a unique tang that complements the rich meat perfectly. This interesting looking mixture is going to fry with the other ingredients. The blend of flavours and aromas is simply irresistible. Without much hesitation, I chose the most beautiful location to enjoy our meal. The snowy landscape adds a magical touch to our dining experience. Thank you for joining me on this flavorful journey, dear foodie friends.
Super.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell to receive our videos more quickly. Until we meet again, happy cooking, and may your culinary adventures be brimming with laughter, creativity and delightful surprises.
Kanalımıza dəstək olmaq istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super.
Greetings from the captivating realms of Azerbaijan, where vibrant, clear streams dance gracefully amidst awe-inspiring vistas and the freshest of air. Get ready for village chaos, buzzing bees, sharp knives, and animals living their lives and bringing joy to their owner. There's a lot happening, but it's all part of the village routine. If you're curious about whether I'm afraid to care for the bees and gather honey, I'll be honest, the first time was tough. I think everyone who's been stung by a bee knows that feeling of apprehension. But honey is definitely worth all the effort, despite the fears. And hey, while you're here enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a fantastic comment. I read every one of them. Meanwhile, I continue gathering honey, and now it's time to taste it. I feel like I'm in a honey paradise. Today is going to be a very sweet and delicious day. How about I chop some wood before we start the main preparations? And let's not forget to light the fire, because no meal can be cooked without it. The fillet is very tender this time, but it needs a bit more preparation to be ready for cooking. Don't forget to subscribe to our social media channels, so you don't miss out on lots of new and interesting wilderness content. And of course, don't forget to enjoy the peaceful time while cooking, just as I never forget to feed my furry friends. How do you like my onion chopping skills? Have I impressed you? I never stop reminding both you and myself how important it is to wash ingredients for safety, hygiene, and taste. Look how beautiful they are now. While I continue and you support our channel, I suggest you check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. Grating carrots turned out to be a very relaxing activity, and I invite you to join me in this quiet and routine pastime. Don't forget to follow us on social media to keep up with all our new content. By the time I finished with the mushrooms, I was ready to move on to the next step. Let's get everything in order before we start cooking. The fire is ready, the cauldron is ready, and even the oil is in the mix. Do you think we can start frying? I think we're ready to start, and it's going to be quick. I always add the ingredients to the cauldron in several stages, not all at once. I love it when the ingredients soak up each other's juices and can be mixed gradually. When all the flavors and aromas blend, you get the essence of perfect harmony. I don't forget to stir occasionally because the fire is strong and I don't want anything to burn. We keep the stove hot and continue. The dish is starting to take shape. I always prefer wooden plates because they keep the taste and essence of the food intact and don't mix with the flavors of the dish. I suggest you do the same, and don't neglect the spices. They give your dishes their unique and unforgettable taste. It's just like they say, don't worry about anything, just add water and everything will be perfect. And hey, while you're here enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe and leave a fantastic comment. I read every one of them. Now for the surprise ingredient that you definitely didn't expect to see in this cauldron. Honey. Okay, I think we've had enough surprises for now. Let's add some spices and, to be specific, mayonnaise. And if you're a fan of our channel and enjoy what I do, I invite you to check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. And we can move on to our usual tasks and even take a little break. I think we all deserve it. What's left here? Spaghetti is up next, and let's admit in the comments who loves spaghetti. After learning there are people who don't like ice cream, I can believe anything. Mickey, hey, come here.
Gel bakla vereceğim sana, gel. Tut ayağımı kır. Tut ayağımı kır. Gel. Oo, bu. Göre. Hoppa. O film var ya. Öyle bir bal benim değil mi? Hadi paklanıyor. Yavaş gidiyor ha. Yavaş gidiyor. Hadi.
Come on, Mickey, I invited you to eat. But don't stick your nose in my food.
Tutmayacak. Senlik diyorum. Taş.
What a beauty. Drinking tea and enjoying a well-deserved rest.
Mickey, nie mięta. Zina się ma. Mickey ma.
I hope these views help you relax not just your eyes, but your soul as well. And here we are. Let's put some food on the plates and start tasting.
Super.
Okay, kids, let's have some time together. Almost all the children I know love spaghetti, so it's kids' food time. Thank you for joining me on this flavorful journey, dear foodie friends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive our videos more quickly. Until we meet again, happy cooking, and may your culinary adventures be brimming with laughter, creativity, and delightful surprises.
Kanalımıza dəstək olmaq istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super!
Get ready for ancient grinding techniques, cooking a whole lamb in clay, and fire shows. What surprises await us today in this fantastic culinary escapade? Stay tuned, dear adventurers, for a feast of laughter and flavor awaits. Greetings from the captivating realms of Azerbaijan, where vibrant clear streams dance gracefully amidst awe-inspiring vistas and the freshest of air. Get ready for village chaos, slippery stones, playful animals, and lots of hands-on work. Today, we are waiting for not only the sweetness of cooking, but also the skill of the hands and a lot of dirt for a new construction site, embodying the essence of village life. And hey, while you're here enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a fantastic comment. You know, I read every one of them. Breathtaking landscapes and new culinary experiments are on the horizon. As you know, movement is life, and I'm here to delight you with new, interesting recipes and, of course, fresh constructions. My friend often says that my constructions outdo themselves each time, and soon I'll be building rockets. But looking at the mud I'm working with right now, I'm not sure a rocket could take off. What do you think about this idea? Considering I still have to feed my chickens, it's best to stay grounded and focus on cooking. And, of course, we can't forget the washing procedures for the ingredients. My loyal four-legged friends are always ready to beg for a tasty treat with their puppy eyes, and I just can't refuse them. This morning, I realized I was missing some spices, but since I don't have time to go to the store, I decided to use an ancestral method. I remember loving to watch the older generation prepare food when I was a child. They used to grind grains into flour early in the morning. If I managed to wake up early, I could sit for hours watching the grains turn into flour with a similar tool. Here they are, my freshly ground spices. This isn't the end, but if you share my love for wooden utensils and good knives, you can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. Now I'm moving on to one of the most critical moments, butchering the meat and rubbing it with spices. Everything should blend well, and of course, you can add garlic, as I love. But don't overdo it if you have meetings with people the next day. Today, I have another unique ingredient. It's more seasonal than other spices, but I highly recommend pomegranate and its juice when it comes to adding a special flavor and crispy texture. Today, the pomegranate will help keep the lambs juicy. We tie the legs together to keep everything inside and move on to the next stage. We still have the roasting ahead, and I wouldn't roast the lamb without wrapping it in foil. As you might have guessed, today we're making a special tandoori lamb. But no more spoilers, you'll see it all soon. A few moments later, I'm at another location, preparing the setup to ensure everything goes as I envisioned. We'll soon find out if it worked. The dream of any child. Lots of mud and no restrictions on imagination. Helpers would be useful here, but today it's just me. The work is undoubtedly hard, especially under the blazing sun, but knowing how delicious the end result will be makes the mud seem less daunting. Though it's not the therapeutic mud of Naftalan, connecting with nature is always beneficial. How do you feel about mud? Would you agree to lie in it for a while? Don't forget to subscribe to our social media channels to catch all the new and interesting content. I'm continuing my work. I still need to light the fire and bring some hay for it. The comforting thought is that soon I'll be able to rest as the tea is also brewing. Today is surprisingly peaceful, as evidenced by all the little furry inhabitants of my home, napping wherever they find a spot. Now it's time for the fire show. Don't miss it, as you can watch this forever. And of course, here's my trusty samovar, where I'll brew myself some tea and relax to the sounds of nature. Hard work pays off, doesn't it? Here's my tea and, of course, fresh berries straight from the tree to make the tea unforgettable. A couple of years ago, I didn't think I'd love anything besides black tea, but apparently it is possible. We all change, but the love for sweets and preserves remains constant. Let's enjoy it. Why does he walk so close to the fire? He'll roast himself without my help. Today's been an excellent rest, where you relax both body and soul, which is very important in my opinion. Ah yes, I'm unwrap our lamb. Here come my guests. The kids are running around, probably working up an appetite.
Aç kız, ona kızı.
I think I'm done with the cleaning, but it's not only heavy, but also very hot right now. The aroma is amazing. I think all the kids will soon gather here, unable to stay at the table. But now I'll prepare everything, and we'll see how it turned out. And we can't forget about the pilaf, of course. Did you think I only prepared lamb? No, I also made pilaf. What's an evening without pilaf? The meat is definitely hot, and you can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows? You might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. A small moment of truth, and let's give our loyal friend a piece. He deserves it too. I won't be eating alone today. The children will join me for the meal. They'll tell you honestly if they like the food or not. Thank you for joining me on this flavorful journey, dear foodie friends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive our videos more quickly. Until we meet again, happy cooking, and may your culinary adventures be brimming with laughter, creativity, and delightful surprises.
Kanalımıza dəstək olmaq istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super!
Fiery shows and dishes from beef legs, with special sauce cooked in clay. Incredibly delicious with Chef Tavakkul. Greetings from the captivating realms of Azerbaijan, where vibrant clear streams dance gracefully amidst awe-inspiring vistas and the freshest of air. Prepare yourself for village chaos, culinary adventures, and fun with animals. Today, we're not just cooking, we're diving deep into the essence of village life with all its hard work and rewards. It's the perfect season for planting trees, ensuring future enjoyment of fresh fruit picked straight from the branch. I have a few ideas for preparing some delicious treats for tea. Imagine savoring these homemade delights in the shade of trees we plant today. How do you like the idea of this channel? I think it turned out very practical. We get to explore the beauty of nature and the joys of cooking together. And here they are, the stars of today's kitchen, beef legs. I can't leave them unattended, so let's wash them until they sparkle. Clean meat means clean flavors. By the way, you can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. It's time to prepare my equipment. Light the fire, check it, get my trusty cauldron, and place the beef legs in it. There's something primal and satisfying about cooking over an open flame. Let's not forget the additional ingredients. Everything will simmer with onions, garlic, rosemary, and bay leaves for that wonderful aroma. The scent alone will make your mouth water. Everyone's busy, just like me. Bees are pollinating and I'm sifting, not flour, but soil. It's something like sifting flour, but my sieve is much bigger. Leave your guesses in the comments about why I'm doing this. Though it seems everyone's busy, I might have rushed. Some folks don't even notice a passing cat, but more on them later. My work of mixing and bringing dirt is almost done. Next, fire. There's something meditative about preparing the ground for planting. Here's a little fire show for you. Just need to add a few more logs. The crackling of the fire is like music to my ears. They both turned out perfect. I can't wait to taste it, but I won't rush. Good things come to those who wait. The consistency is just right, but I hope you don't think that's all. No, this is just the beginning. At this stage, it's all straightforward. Salt and spices are always in my kitchen, but the main secret is the sauce. It's what takes the dish from good to unforgettable. Salt, coat with sauce, and wrap it up. It's never been simpler, yet the results are always phenomenal. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our social media channels to catch even more interesting content. Wrap everything nicely in foil, repeating until we're done. Each layer seals in the flavors, ensuring a delicious outcome. What's next? Ah, yes. Coat everything with clay. The clay helps retain heat and prevents the dish from burning. Checking the results might be tricky, though. Everything is neatly arranged, and now it's time for my favorite part of the day, break time. I don't know how people live without these small but incredibly calming tea and coffee breaks. Today, it's coffee for me. I invite you to join with your own drink. Let's not argue about which is better, but see which team has more members. Work never stops, and I must move to the next location. There's always something new to be done on the farm. Every day, I'm searching for ingredients in my garden. A neighbor once asked why I plant so much. It's simple, quick, and most importantly, without additives. Fresh from the earth to the table. This time the plum turned out really juicy. If you're interested in my dishes and knives, you can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. Now it's time to unearth my treasure and see how they taste. I was a bit worried they might have burned this time. I think they turned out just right. Let's transfer everything to plates and enjoy. Bon appetit!
Super.
Thank you for joining me on this flavorful journey, dear foodie friends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive our videos more quickly. Until we meet again, happy cooking, and may your culinary adventures be brimming with laughter, creativity, and delightful surprises.
Kanalımıza dəstək olmaq istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super.
New constructions and jars full of meat? Stay tuned. Greetings from the captivating realms of Azerbaijan, where vibrant clear streams dance gracefully amidst awe-inspiring vistas and the freshest of air. Get ready for village chaos, slippery stones, and innards turned into culinary delights. Today, we are waiting for not only the sweetness of cooking, but also the skill of the hands and a lot of dirt for a new construction site as the essence of village routine. Are you ready to dive headfirst into a whimsical culinary escapade with yours truly? Let's get started. If you're interested in my kitchenware, sharp knives and wooden utensils, you can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. The weather is fantastic, making work a pleasure. In no time, all the meat is chopped. In situations where I need specific cuts for a dish, the leftover pieces never go to waste. They either go to the dogs as treats or are saved for other recipes. Sometimes my furry friends get the best cuts from under my knife. Now it's time to deal with the fat and move on to the next step, preparing the jars and filling them. Okay, the jars are ready and they need to be steamed. Have you ever made compote? It's a juice made from the seasonal fruits and whatever tasty ingredients you have on hand. I'm using this steaming method for today's dish. Experience is always useful. Don't forget to leave the lids in hot water for a while too. For a perfect touch, lavender leaves will add an unparalleled flavour and aroma to the meat. But first, we need to enhance their effect with hot water. Meanwhile, I waste no time and get back to work. Before you know it, all the ingredients are in the jars, and we're almost ready for the next step. Now I'm off to the mountains for a hike, and this time I'm taking my dog with me. One should savour such landscapes. There's a unique connection with nature that's incomparable, when you're walking alone in the forest surrounded by trees. My goal is clear: find a good stump or a tree branch to chop for firewood. Meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe to our social media channels to catch all the new and interesting content. One important stage is replaced by another, but the hard work continues. If you ever feel cold, I recommend getting up and doing some exercises. Just like me now, you won't feel the cold at all. The fire is burning, the water is boiling, and it's time to move the jars to a deep pot. Before getting distracted by the chickens, make sure to fill the pot with water and tightly seal it. The main work is done, and now you ask, what's next? Well, it's time for a well-deserved break. Today, I decided that coffee is the perfect choice, and a little sugar won't hurt. I'm not quite used to drinking it black yet. Enjoy, my dear friends. We had to wait a bit to ensure the dish was fully ready. Now everything is ready, and I can safely take out my jars. I advise you to do this very carefully. They're not only hot, but also slippery. What's a dinner without potatoes? If you're a fan of our channel and are interested in my kitchenware, sharp knives and wooden utensils, you can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows? You might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. The younger generation is having fun. My guests today will receive top-notch service. I'm cooking potatoes especially for them. The smell is incredible, and I haven't even added the meat yet. I have special guests today, so I need to cook a lot to ensure everyone gets enough. Now, let's check how the meat turned out. My cat seems very pleased with the results. Soon we'll find out. I sent the kids to work up an appetite. Wow, the smell is amazing. And everyone will surely gather around. Now, I can't wait to taste the dish. But of course, I don't forget about my guests and the kids. Let's enjoy this together. Thank you for joining me on this flavorful journey, dear foodie friends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive our videos more quickly. Until we meet again, happy cooking, and may your culinary adventures be brimming with laughter, creativity, and delightful surprises.
Kanalımıza dəstək olmaq istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super!
I declare the Lamb in Tandoor Adventure Season open. Get ready to discover what delicious recipes are hidden in the village. Are you ready to dive headfirst into a whimsical culinary escapade with yours truly? Stay tuned, dear adventurers, for a feast of laughter and flavors awaits. Greetings from the captivating realms of Azerbaijan, where vibrant, clear streams dance gracefully amidst awe-inspiring vistas and the freshest of air. Get ready for village chaos, slippery stones, and the pleasure of experiments. Every day brings new ideas for creating interesting constructions and experiments, and the most fun is yet to come. And hey, while you're here enjoying the vid, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe and leave a fantastic comment. I read every single one of them. Today, we are not only anticipating the sweetness of cooking, but also inviting you to our store, You can check out our assortment. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. In the meantime, I'll be cutting the meat, and of course I won't forget about my loyal fans, who are nearby and demand special attention. As promised, today I will show you how a tandoor is created. For those who don't know, a tandoor is an oven. It can be either underground or above ground. I think you've seen something similar in my previous videos, because I love this style of cooking. It's a kind of connection with nature and our ancestors. I'll never forget the taste of that bread from my grandmother's tandoor and how she molded it, paying homage to our ancestors. While we wait for the base construction to dry, tell me, what inspires you the most in cooking? Traditional methods, new flavors, and experiments? The meat adventures continue, as does the village routine. Look at these cute ducklings. They need special care. But you should see how adorably they follow you around at first. I must admit, I was initially worried about how the cat would react to the new neighbors, whether it would bully them, but everything turned out better than I expected. Today, work is bustling on all fronts. Meanwhile, the duck family takes another round of their walk. Phew, I think I can say that I'm almost done with the main stages of work and construction. so I won't have to check so often if everything has dried properly. By the way, how do you like my hammer? Of course, we can't go without spices. Discussions about the quantity are welcome in the comments, but let's respect each other's cooking and tastes, because there is no right way in culinary arts. There's just the concept of delicious, and if it's tasty, then all the efforts are justified. Salting the meat is, in my opinion, essential. Just like subscribing to our social media to avoid missing new content and lots of interesting things. Here's our tandoor in all its glory and magnificence. Dear viewers, do you think we should test it now? For this occasion, I'll give you a mini show, but first, let's gather some dry branches. We'll let the branches burn and heat the tandoor while I return to the meat and continue marinating it. And of course, we must remember to rest to avoid burning out from the number of tasks and chores. One of the best helpers in this is the company of animals. If you're also curious about my cookware and knives, you can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. Voila! Here's the chance to show the result of my work in action. We'll add a bit of water to create the perfect conditions for heating, and today's menu, including cooking vegetables on stones. By the way, you don't necessarily have to build a tandoor in your yard for this. Although not everyone can cook as deliciously, I think the experiment is worth it. the last layer, and I close the lid. Everyone is undoubtedly busy, and I just have the final touches left before I can take a break. As my old friends know, when I talk about rest, I mean it and show it in my actions. Let's spend some time together over tea, coffee, and something tasty. I think it's time to check what we've got. The excitement is in the air. It's not essential to arrange everything beautifully on the plate, but let's check it and see what we've created. It's tasting time, the moment of truth.
Super.
And to make it even more special, I've invited the most honest beings on earth, children.
Salam aleyküm. Gel çıkmasın. Ne gün? Ha?
Sharing food with kids is always another type of love and sharing good energy with the universe. Seeing the joy and satisfaction as they eat is priceless.
Ne fica daí assistindo do godão. Opa. Opa.
Assim. Bora tudo.
Ele sokmuş ya. Abi de al. Al Hinal. Biz evde şu sokağını giydi ya. Gıy kabırganızı kütkeksen. Abi. Ma. Nasıl hidirine? Ma. What? Futbol kovazma şu. Meydan çıksan ya. Ne var orada? Buraya pazardı. Valla. Ne zaşın tez valla.
Thank you for joining me on this flavorful journey, dear foodie friends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive our videos more quickly. Until we meet again, happy cooking, and may your culinary adventures be brimming with laughter, creativity, and delightful surprises.
Kanalımıza destek olmak istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super!